Can a CAD technician ever become an engineer? Okay. Is an engineering degree worth it? Hi, guys. Pretty much the title. I just finished my Gen Eds and I'm going to university this fall to get my bachelor's in science. The only problem I just now realized is that the program is an applied technology program and not a real engineering degree, so I can never get the PE in my state. So I can only ever become a CAD tech, and their salaries seem to cap at 60 to 70K. Thing is, I'm trying to graduate debt free, and I already have a scholarship that covers all my tuition and housing and 2 years left to finish. If I wanted an engineering degree, I'd have to go to a big state school, probably do 3 more years of school and have debt. Plus, I'd have to wait to start next year so I can apply for scholarships since this year is closed. I mean, I do have $30,000 in savings for college, so I'm sure I'll be fine paying for college financially. Still, I just don't know if it's worth switching schools, doing more courses, and taking longer to become an engineer, plus having to use a massive chunk of my savings. For my internship at a civil engineering company, technicians and engineers honestly seem to do the same thing, working at inroads. Do you guys think it's worth it to make the switch? I don't plan on having an extravagant lifestyle, just don't want to worry about paying bills. But at the same time, I feel like I'm limiting my growth. Is it possible to become an engineer with just an ED degree, or should I take advantage of the company's tuition program to get an engineering degree later? Long story short, become a tech with no debt and little schooling, or become an engineer with more schooling and maybe debt. No, not without an engineering degree, you can't become an engineer, but you can grow as a technician and you can grow into a designer role and you can grow, but you're, as you said and as you suspect, your career growth will always be limited by the fact that you don't have an engineering degree. And that doesn't mean that you can't get to great places. Like you can't become a manager or go into project management and then get into leadership at your company. I'm not saying that you can't do that. You can do that, but your pathway is definitely not going to be able to grow into you becoming an engineer. Now, you say you work for a civil company, but say if you worked for a large consulting company, if you got your CAD tech degree and you became a pipe designer, there's no pipe engineering. So, pipe engineers in consulting do really well, and they can have a lot of career growth financially as a designer and running pipe. But if you're going to school for a CAD tech degree, then you're learning the skills to be a CAD tech. There are just certain skills that you're not learning that engineers learn in an engineering program, and that's why it's much more difficult to get through an engineering program than a technician program. It's a lot more rigorous, and the result is, and for you, it also requires a little bit more money and time, and that's that's the reality of the industry, and it's why engineers part of the reason why engineers get paid more and have more opportunities for career growth. So going that CAD tech route, you probably can't become an engineer. I'd say you can't become an engineer, but you can still have a great career. And you said the most important thing to you is just not having to worry about paying bills, and then the CAD tech role will be fine. And you can grow and maybe become a manager of all the technicians one day, and then maybe if you want to go into project management or leadership in your company, you can kind of pivot from that management position. But you can't grow into an engineering role. You can't stamp drawings. You can't do engineering designs and mark off drawings and stamp them without your PE, without an engineering degree. So that's what I'd say. Let's see what the comments say. The comments say, oh, here's my comment. Yes, but if you know what you want to do, why choose a degree that is only going to make it harder for you? Get the degree that sets you up for the most success in the field that you want to work in. They say, I feel lost in life. Honestly, I enjoy the CAD work and learning, but I always feel that I'm not going to stick with it. Then yeah, and then I said that the engineering degree is more versatile. All right, BSMET here. Started as a CAD tech. I did not start at the same level as a BSME or MSME grads. Worked my way up in a large company, and I'm now a team manager with BSMEs and MSMEs reporting to me. I work in analysis, which is pretty technical, and am excelling. My salary is north of 100,000. Once you've built some engineering career capital, your degree simply doesn't matter anymore. Okay. As a BSME tells me as a manager that you're technically capable and understanding of the fundamentals of engineering, but make no mistake, a fresh engineering grad knows basically nothing regardless of their degree. Once you've proven yourself as an engineer, how you get your start isn't important. The exception here is for a specialized field that requires an advanced degree. I say do what appeals to you more. I'm grateful for the education I've received, even though some thinks it's inferior to traditional engineering degree. For what it's worth, I've kept a mental log of employers who've snubbed me on that. It's not a long list, and I've passed about all of them up already. Okay. I I didn't realize it was a bachelor's of science in engineering technology. Well, and engineering technology is still um, a step in the in the right direction, but I don't know. You can have a great career if you get an engineering technology degree. It's just not the same as a bachelor's of science in engineering that's ABET accredited that leads to a PE. I will say that yeah, you could potentially hit a ceiling in your career that engineers don't have. So I mean, but you can also have a great career. So if that's what is palatable for your lifestyle and in your career, and it's what you can afford, then maybe the opportunity cost of stopping everything, uprooting yourself, and going to engineering school for a traditional engineering degree isn't worth it. So is it worth it? Maybe not, but can a CAD technician ever become a true engineer? Probably not. But you could do a lot of engineering work with the right experience. So I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much for watching this segment of the Engineering Success Podcast. If you liked it, make sure to check out the other videos down below that are recommended to you. And if you really like the podcast, make sure to subscribe right down there in the middle. Really appreciate it. It's free to you and helps us a lot out. And last but not least, the best way to help the show grow is to comment down below. So leave your comment if you have any thoughts about this segment. Thanks.
I ain't chasing payments, still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.